everyone. Mitch coming in for the Command Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got an exciting one for you. I'm telling you right now, you've got to pick up these cards right now. Shocking value at just $4. Let's jump into the cards. And as a reminder, there's a handy-dandy card list link in the description below, so make sure you check that out and pick up cards like Crawl Space. My goodness, this card is an absolute house. It is just 3 mana for an artifact. It is just $3.94, which is an absolute steal right now if you've got the budget for it. No more than 2 creatures can attack you each combat. Very, very, very simple. And very, very, very useful in a format like Commander, where there's going to be a lot of creatures on the board that very much want to attack you. Okay, maybe they don't want to attack you, but their owners want you attacked by them, if that makes any sense. Regardless, with this one, they're going to be, well, disappointed because, again, only being able to attack you with just 2 creatures, or fewer than that, essentially, is not a lot. And again, most decks are built around, okay, all right, I've got a good amount of creatures, all right, I build up, now I'm ready to attack. Okay, the problem with that is now you can only attack me with 2, and it's not going to be all that good of an attack, and I probably have some good defenses up where I'm ready for them. I'm able to defend myself. So you are incentivizing players to swing elsewhere again for this, again, card that can fit in any deck out there, just 3 mana, an absolute steal right now, $3.94. Pick it up. One definitely forgotten. I mean, I think a lot of things were forgotten from the big score. But anyways, Worldwalker Helm. This thing is an amazing card. An artifact for 3 mana in blue. If you'd create 1 or more artifact tokens, instead create those tokens plus additional map token. And again, map tokens you can pay 1, tap, sacrifice. A target creature control explores. Activate only at sorcery speed. Pay 2, tap. Create tokens, copy target artifact token you control. This is an incredible card. Again, anything that basically doubles up value, which typically, again, when you're making an artifact token, you're usually making 1 of them. So cool, double up value. Get more than that, essentially. Be able to get an extra 1. Map tokens, great. Okay, explore. An additional potential, again, ramp effect for you, as well as, a counter potentially. It's an amazing effect to just have, all right, I've got a deck that makes a decent amount of artifact tokens. I get extra ones for free, essentially. And of course, no matter what tokens I'm making, be they, well, I don't know, servos, they could be golems, they could be treasures, they could be blood tokens, they could be whatever they're going to be, you can just double that up now as well with this. And of course, keep in mind, if you've got like clone tokens of artifact creatures, my goodness, they can get even scarier. $3.92 right now. Pick up this Forgotten Gem. Next up, this version specifically for Monster Manual is, well, $3.92. The other versions are much more expensive. An artifact for 4 mana in green. Zoological Study for 3 mana in green. Sorcery Adventure. Mill 5 cards. Turn a creature card to mill this way back to your hand. But the important part here is pay 2, tap. We put a creature card from your hand right onto the battlefield. This is an Elvish Piper, but on an artifact, and also has the flexibility of also utilizing that spell side with Zoological Study. Now, this is one where, yeah, sure, Elvish Piper costs like 1 less to activate, right? But it's also not on a tiny creature that is very easy to take out. This is on an artifact, a bit hardier than a creature, I would say, going to stay in play longer. And also, again, unaffected by Summoning Sickness, so do keep that in mind, being able to just activate this right away if you've got the mana for it. And of course, with this again, being able to just cheat creatures into play whenever you want, again, on an opponent's turn out of nowhere, it makes your opponent's attacks even more difficult when this is untapped on their turn. And they're like, I think I'm going to attack you. And you're like, you sure you want to do that? And then you show them the 2 mana that you've got open. You sure you want to do that? Huh? And then you just like look at one of the cards in your hand as if it's the biggest creature in the world. And your opponent doesn't know if it is or not. It very well might be. And then all of a sudden, you cheat into play, you block, and you take out that creature. And of course, right before your turn, being able to cheat something into play, absolutely massive, absolutely game-ending, and then setting yourself up for victory. It's an amazing card to do that. Plus, again, the value of potentially milling things in your graveyard for decks that actually care about their graveyards and getting something back too. It's an amazing card. Pick up this version right now. Again, cheaper than the other versions because it's extended art for some reason. It's cheaper. Don't know why. $3.92. Yet another green artifact, Belt of Giant Strength and Equipment for 2 mana in green. It has Equip 10, but It costs X less to activate or X the power of the creature it targets. So this can cost as little as, well, 0, potentially. Equipped creature has base power, toughness 10-10. Now, this is a massive and amazing card. This card, I think players just don't understand necessarily sometimes just how good it is. Especially younger players who are like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, that's a lot to equip. Yeah, base power with toughness, what exactly does that mean? Well, here's the thing, okay? Again, if you are equipping any creature, essentially, that's, say, oh, I don't know, super tiny, like, you know, like, inherently, like, you know, a 1-1. Let's just say that, okay? Inherently a 1-1, but maybe you got a bunch of anthems, a bunch of other pump effects, maybe some equipment in the deck that pumps that creature, okay? Whatever it is, you are basically giving that creature +9/+9. Obviously, the larger their base power and toughness is, the base power, I should say, is the less of a benefit you are getting. But still, even at, say, a 5/5 creature that you're attaching this to, again, base power 5/5, it is still +5/+5 for a 2-mana equipment. That, again, could be free to attach, again, in like a Voltron-style strategy, or again, an Anthem strategy, or any kind of a pump strategy, a stompy strategy. One that has creatures that can get large. This can just make them even more massive, even more freely, and make them into absolute monsters. Speaking of monsters, probably one of the best named commander cards of all time, Jacked Rabbit. Yeah, it's hilarious. A 1/2 Rabbit Warrior for X1 and a white. It's got Ravenous. It enters with X counters on it, and if X is 5 or more, you draw a card when it enters. So this is a great X spell, first of all, because, well, you can actually replace it if you pay enough mana into it. It also can be a pretty good creature. Again, a Jacked Rabbit right there. Pretty massive. Oh, and by the way, when it attacks, you get a number of 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens equal to its power. My goodness, that is massive. That is huge. That is insane. Obviously, if you can put a good amount of mana into this in like an X spell or a big mana deck, cool. All of a sudden, you've got a giant Jacked Rabbit. Or in a proliferate type strategy or a counter type strategy, you can get more counters on it, or again, an Anthem strategy. One strategy that just like says, hey, this can be a massive creature. Cool, good for me. All right. Then you swing, and all of a sudden, you've got a massive army. This is a go tall and go wide card at the exact same time that also again can replace itself. Yes, this is an amazing card. Pick it up. Speaking of pumping creatures, I mean Beastmaster Ascension, it's hard to beat this card. $3.95 is an absolute steal for this gem. An enchantment for 3 mana in green. Whenever creature control attacks, you put a quest counter on Beastmaster Ascension. As long as it's got 7 more quest counters on it, creatures you control get +5/+5. That is a massive pump effect. That is a huge pump effect. That is a pump effect that says, what were we doing again? Oh, I've got little tiny 1/1s. Oh, no, it's a completely different game now. I've got 6 6s. Absolutely insane. And also, it is just super easy to get, well, 7 quest counters on this. I mean, you can do that in one attack. And if you got a go-wide strategy, you're like, cool, yeah. I play this 3-mana enchantment. I swing with my tiny little army that were just 1/1s before, so that's 7 in total power. Oh, by the way, now, yeah, they've got 5 extra power, so that's 42 power. Yeah, you're swinging for basically lethal on someone with a bunch of tiny 1/1s. Of course, you can have multiple turns where you're actually getting counters on this, sure, but still. If you have a go-wide strategy, this is an insane enchantment that pumps your entire team so much. Again, when it comes to, like, the cost of enchantments, the cost of, anthems, essentially, when you're paying 3, you expect, like, +1/+1, basically, for the most part, for most of them. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh no, +5/+5. Yeah, it's insane. Let's step things up even more with True Conviction. Yeah, this one is quite fun. An enchantment for $3.85 that costs 6 mana in white, and it's well worth every single one of those manas. Creatures you control have double strike and lifelink. Now, lifelink is great. That is not the reason I would put it in a deck. Lifelink on your team is amazing. It's fantastic. It's like, okay, let me pad my life total to oblivion and make it so that it's really hard to take me down. That being said, the double strike is what we really care about. Double strike is absurd to give to your entire team. It is unheard of to give to your entire team. There are very few ways to give double strike to your entire team permanently, and this is one way to do it. Being able to just go, okay, yeah, everything's got double strike, and all of a sudden, yeah, I'm hitting for an insane amount. Keep in mind that also impacts any kind of creatures that you might have that have combat damage triggers, so do keep that in mind. Absolutely insane, amazing card that can finish out a game. And again, pad your life total again, middle game. Be like, oh yeah, all right, play this out. I'm dealing twice as much damage and gaining life when I'm doing that. Sure, I'll just go to combat, swing. Okay, gain 30 life, good for me. All right, next turn. Your opponent's like, what's going on? You're getting taken out. Bye. Speaking of taking out, yeah, your opponents aren't going to be able to take anything out when you've got Sterling Grove in play with the right deck. An enchantment for just 2 mana in Selesnya. Very simple, very effective. Other enchantments you control have Shroud. They can be the targets of spells or abilities. So, if you are in an Enchantress type strategy that isn't focused on targeting your own enchantments for some reason, I mean, like, most Enchantress type strategies don't really care about targeting their own enchantments, basically. You are playing this and you're like, alright, everything else is protected. Cool. That being said, this doesn't have Shroud, so yeah, I mean, it can be targeted, but still, if your opponent's going to try to take it out, oh, you've got like a safety measure for it that you might even just utilize anyways. Pay 1, sacrifice its life for an enchantment card to reveal it, shuffle, and put that card on top. So kind of like a slightly delayed tutor in a way, but one that, again, is just an emergency like, oh, pop this, it was going to get taken out anyways, or like a, yeah, let me go get that one card that's going to really finish up the game, or just change things up completely for me. It's an amazing card for Enchantress strategy, super low to the ground, $3.74. Pick it up. Next up, just under our threshold for $4, $3.99 for Grand Crescendo, an insanely good card. Instant for X white white. It says create X 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. Creature token indestructible until end of turn. Here's the thing. Even if you're making no creature tokens, even if you put no mana into that X, this is still an amazing card. 2 mana protect your entire team. There are very few ways to do that. To give all your creatures indestructible for just 2 mana, again, typically the cost is like, okay, like 3 mana plus like a small benefit. Like, okay, populate an indestructible, or, you know, put a counter on something indestructible. Yeah, basically that is pretty much what your options are most of the time, but this is like half of Heroic Intervention without the, you know, I mean, I guess protecting all your things and like extra. Okay, Heroic Intervention is insane. That being said, this has the flexibility to go, oh, by the way, you can also make an insane amount of creature tokens as well. It's like a Secure the Waste plus Indestructibility, kind of like Heroic Intervention, Secure the Waste combination. It's absolutely absurd. Good for token strategies, good for go-wide strategies. It's good for any kind of a strategy that wants to protect your entire team for just 2 mana. And also the flexibility to make an army. Again, at instant speed. It's not inefficient at all. It is hyper efficient at what it does. It costs 1 more mana basically than Secure the Waste, and it protects everything. It's insane. Pick it up. And finally, speaking of protecting your entire team, in a different way though, Cosmic Intervention. Such a cool card. $3.90, an instant for 4 mana in white. It's got a foretell cost though for just 2 mana, so during your turn you can pay 2. Exile it face down on a later turn, cast for a foretell cost, so same amount of mana overall, but you're kind of splitting it up, and also again, the turn that you use it, just 2 mana, that can be quite useful. Instant, it says, a permanent you control will be put into a graveyard from the battlefield this turn. Exile it instead. Turn the battlefield on its own control to begin extend step. Kind of like a, again, like blink effect in a way, but like a resurrection effect in a way. Like a, hey, you know what's going to happen? Oh, you took out my team. Oh no, they board wipe. Oh darn. 2 mana, save everyone, they all come back. Cool. So I still get all the ETBs they might have again too. So it's definitely one that can help out with an ETB deck. You can help out with a go-wide deck to save your team, one that can be very good at protecting from board wipes, or turn one of your own board wipes into a one-sided board wipe. Such a good card. Go pick it up right now. And the other cards on this list, again, in that link in the description below. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.